Then the federal troops come over, and then they even let the foreign troops kind of have a little fun with the slaves. But it's the same thing in England. The BBC reports Ukrainian troops are setting up checkpoints in Scotland, slapping around the slaves. And it'll certainly be a good drill teaching us how to have our families broken up and how to be put in different trucks and how to have the feds take over and how to tell governors to sit down and shut up. But who knows if it'll be the big one.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls coming up at 1-800-259-9231. Man, that's why I love taking calls. Each one of these callers brings up another huge issue. I mean, I've been reporting for 3-4 months about National Level Exercise 09, NLE 09, openly drilling for martial law, openly drilling with 14 different nations. 4 of them are physically going to have troops on the ground in the U.S., according to FEMA. And FEMA always lies. I'm sure there'll be more than that. And I've been to other top-off drills, and that's what these were called previously. And they had one in Denver in 2000. And they practiced putting the local citizens in the sports stadium. People always ask, where's the FEMA camp? So the local sports stadium is designated. The local shopping mall is designated. And that's just on record. But then they have the other military bases and the other facilities. And we told you how they would sell the camps, how they would advertise as a humanitarian aid center and where you want to go, and mobile government vans and for medical care and how. But you've got to be frisked when you go in the camp, and the men live in one area and the women in the other and the children in another. And then CPS goes ahead and takes your kids because you can't be destitute and living in a camp. And now it's happening in Hawaii and New York and Michigan and Florida because it's been done over and over again. By the way, I've got 3 separate news articles from AP, Fox News, and the New York Post. Fox News, Dr. Mark Siegel on rationing care. We're going to play this clip later. In a way, it's a form of eugenics, he says. And he is going to leave the American Medical Association. And that's what it is. That's what the bioethicist boards are. And I've talked to bioethicist doctors. I was talking to a bioethicist doctor this weekend about bioethics, and he said, no, I've even worked in bioethics and been on some of the boards, but never really realized you were right. And he said he'd seen Endgame. I went and did some research off of Endgame and found out the bioethicist movement was set up in the 50s after the eugenicists had been exposed. Because the board decides if you live. They decide if you get a liver. They decide if you get a kidney. They decide, and what does Tom Daschle say in his book? You're above 60, you don't get an eye surgery. You know, it's not Republicans saying this about rationing care. This is not some political made-up football that they're batting around. This is real. That's coming up. I want to get into Walter Cronkite clip that I've been meaning to play. Well, I was out of town when he died, but I've been meaning to play it yesterday. So we're going to play that and then continue blitzing through your phone calls through this hour and the next. And then Gerald Celente joins us in the 4th hour today. Always informative, and boy, I have a lot of important questions for him. But before I do that, I wanted to go over a few of the sponsors that make today's transmission possible. And I only take sponsors that I firmly believe in and that I believe are the best in the business. And the food company we endorse and promote is the place I got my storable foods 2 separate times. Because I got some earlier, and they had MSG in them, or it was mainly soybean filler, or it was GMO. Well, a lot higher quality, no GMO, no monosodium glutamate in this stuff, and it's all packaged monthly at their own factory, all grown in the United States, non-GMO, non-hybrid, but they're what do you call them? Bananas. Those are grown, I think, in Guatemala, and they're the organic type as well. But that is not grown in the U.S. Only thing that isn't. So efoodsdirect.com, the letter E, foodsdirect.com. In these crazy times, it's insane to not have storable foods. It's insane to not be prepared. efoodsdirect.com or 1-800-409-5633, 1-800-409-5633. eFoodsDirect.com has a lot of free videos and clips to show you the food, the quality. Steve Shank up there talking. Really great info. Call and get a free brochure. 1-800-409-5633 or eFoodsDirect.com. And then lastly, HomeGain. I want to tell you a little bit about one of our great sponsors, HomeGain.com. This is the place to get you started buying or selling a home, finding a realtor, and getting any real estate questions answered. Go to HomeGain.com and see what I'm talking about. All you need to do is type in your home address. You'll get a free estimate of your home's value. It is a great way to be able to monitor the value of your home. There is a new feature called Street View, where you can look at the house at street level and take a virtual walk through the neighborhood you're interested in. You've got to see it for yourself to believe it. And again, it's all absolutely free. There are tons of tools to help you. For instance, if you want to remodel your home, go to HomeGain.com. Use their Home Sale Maximizer to help you determine which home improvements can most increase your home sale value before you put it on the market. For 10 years, these folks have been helping home sellers and buyers. Now is time to not mess around with your largest asset. Find a quality realtor at HomeGain.com. Visit their link at Infowars.com and look for Max, the little orange HomeGain gorilla, to help you with any real estate needs you might have. You will love this site, HomeGain.com, HomeGain.com. Okay, and then lastly, I just want to encourage everybody to visit Infowars.com and the secure online video bookstore shopping cart. We're adding new books, new T-shirts, new films, basically the best stuff out there I see or hear or read, the creme de la creme. It is all available. All available at Infowars.com. On the online video bookstore, you can also call toll-free 888-253-3139. They can tell you all the combos, all the specials, all the best deals. We've got, Aaron Russo documentary I made of the expanded interview. I never released the whole thing, and my own up-to-date info, about 10 minutes of me in the film, and some documents and other clips. It's really well done. People requested it. It's free. Free at Infowars.com or by calling 888-253-3139. Free when you get the Obama deception, or free when you get Endgame. A bunch of different specials, I don't know, we got like, I haven't counted 30, 40, 50 different specials, I don't know. Combo deals, just to get the DVDs, the books, the materials out, make copies of them, get them out to everybody, and I love Aaron. He was a great guy. He died shortly after cancer. It's his last videotaped interview. 888-253-3139. You can also write to me, Alex Jones, at 3001 South Lamar, Suite 100, Austin, Texas, 78704. Okay, that said, I played a clip earlier of Hillary Clinton last hour thanking Walter Cronkite for all his work for world government. And Walter Cronkite stands up and says, yes, only a world government will save us and bring world peace and the rest of it. But meanwhile, the proponents of world government are a bunch of murdering eugenicists that want to have world government so they can orderly exterminate us. I've told you that for a decade, since I read the Biological Diversity Assessment in 96, so I guess more than a decade. I found that in 97. State Department Memorandum 200, I read that in 96, declassified in 92. And the hundreds of other documents, we sourced them all in Endgame. Now we have the White House science czar writing an 1,100-page death treatise where he talks about a world government, the CPS, to take everyone's children at birth, sterilizes, poison the water and food. I mean, this is a murder game. And I just played that clip. Well, here he is making jokes about being at the right hand of Satan. And after we're done with that, I want to play the little vignette, John, you put together with Cronkite saying the same thing. Here it is.
Well, join me. I'm glad to sit here at the right hand of Satan. Let us hear the peal of a new international Liberty Bell that calls us all to the creation of a system of enforceable world law in which the universal desire for peace can place its hopes and its prayers. Thank you.
We would like to bring you a message from the First Lady of the United States.
Perhaps you had better start from the beginning.
I want everybody to listen to me very carefully.
Perhaps you had better start from
They do plan on killing each and every one of us.
Too many kids are what's making the planet worse.
A lot of these kids come from bad gene pools. They don't have stable parents making good decisions.
Mercury-containing vaccines may help, not harm kids, according to 2 new studies in the journal Pediatrics. These new studies suggest that the opposite, that the preservatives may actually be associated with improved behavior and mental performance.
Fluoride in water is supposed to fight tooth decay, but could it also cause cancer?
Turns out the government had the right under U.S. law to conduct secret testing on the American public under specific conditions.
We have to work the dark side if we want to spend time in the shadows.
Any attempt to achieve world order must be the work of the devil. Well, join me. I'm glad to sit here at the right hand of Satan.
There's a need for a new world order. Someday, in the next few years, a solution will emerge.
We are now entering the New World Order. We are now in the zone of the